CKLN is pleased to bring you at this time local and district artists, both vocal and instrumental, solo and ensemble. The music was captured on high-fidelity recording equipment by Mr. Ross Fleming. Now here is Mr. Fleming.
This is Ross Fleming speaking. Fleming Recordings is very pleased to join with radio station CKLN and its manager Alan Ramsden in presenting this series of broadcasts for your listening pleasure, featuring highlights of both the Kootenay and Okanagan music festivals and other recordings of local interest. We are entitling the series Fleming Presents. We hope our offerings will please you and that they will be an encouragement to those participating in these or similar events. To open this series, we have chosen two numbers from the Okanagan Music Festival. Fleming Presents, the Kelowna High School Orchestra, and a selection, The King and I. Our concluding number is a pianoforte solo under 12 years, played by Lynn Hendry of Penticton. First, the Bosun's Song, and second, the Mechanical Doll. Fleming presents Lynn Hendry. Thank you for listening. We will be back tomorrow with vocal selections by David Carroll of Nelson, Jean Ellison of Trail, and the Nelson Central School Elementary Choir. Good evening. Tuesday. This is Ross Fleming speaking to you again on the second Fleming Presents program in cooperation with CKLN. Today our first number will be a vocal solo by David B. Carroll of Nelson, Trade Winds by Keel. Fleming presents David B. Carroll.
Spanish seas are the tiny white houses and the orange trees, and day long, night long, the cool and pleasant breeze of the steady trade winds blowing. The red wine, the nutty Spanish ale, the shuffle of the dancers and the old salt's tale, the squeaking fiddle and the sewing in the sail of the steady trade winds blowing. The fireflies and the yellow moon, and in the ghostly palm trees the sleepy tune of the quiet voice calling me, the long low croon of the steady trade winds blowing.
now we will hear Jean Ellison of Trail singing Hark the Echoing Air by Purcell. We present Jean Ellison. The elementary choir of the Nelson Central School is next, and will render their two festival pieces. A, Here We Come A-Whistling by Rowley, and B, Jesus O Atonia, arranged by Healy Willan.
Away.
And now a short piece by Cathy Abrossimoff of Tarrys in the spoken poetry class, Girls Under 10. We present Cathy in The Little Old Lady by Rodney Bennett.
The Little Old Lady by Rodney Bennett. That little gray-haired lady is as old can be. Yet once she was a little girl like me. She liked to skip instead of walk. She wore her hair in curls. She went to school at 9 and played with other little girls. I wonder if in years and years some little girl at play who's very like what I am now will stop to look my way and think that gray-haired lady is as old can be. Yet once she was a little girl like me.
We have come to the end of program number 2 in the Fleming Presents series. Tomorrow we will have a selection by the Stanley Humphries School Senior Band. Then Louise, Simcock and Brenda, Laurie of Rossland in a 2-piano duet, followed by Carroll Dahlstrom of Rossland with a folk song. Thank you for listening. Good evening. Wednesday. This is the third Fleming Presents program. Our first number is by the Stanley Humphries Senior Band in the senior high school class at the Trail Festival. They play themes from Mozart overtures. Now, Louise Simcock and Brenda Laurie of Rossland will contribute a two-piano selection entitled Scherzo by Rowley. To conclude this program, Carl Dahlstrom of Rossland will sing a Swedish folk song, When I Was 17. On the next program, Fleming presents a mixed voice choir number by the L.V. Rogers High School Nelson, a spoken poetry choral number by the Junior High School of Trail, and a boys solo under 11 by Kenneth Edgar Lee McBride, Nelson. Good evening. Thursday. Ross Fleming speaking. Here we are again with another Fleming Presents program. Our first number will be by the L.V. Rogers High School, Nelson, performing in the senior high school class for mixed voices. They will sing two numbers, All Ye Who Music Love by Donati and Fine Necks for Ladies by Dowland.
All ye who use music, all ye who use music, and would its pleasures prove. All ye who use music, all ye who use music, and would its pleasures prove. Oh, come to us.
Our second offering is a voice choir in the spoken poetry division at the Trail Festival. The junior high students of 7A, Division 16, recite for you The Listeners by Walter D. Lemaire.
The Listeners by Walter D. Lemaire. Is there anybody there?
Said the traveler, knocking on the moonlit door, and his horse in the silence champed the grasses of the forest's ferny floor. And a bird flew up out of the turret above the traveler's head, and he smote upon the door again, a second time.
Is there anybody there?
He said, but no one descended to the traveler. No head from the leaf-fringed sill leaned over and looked into his gray eyes, where he stood, perplexed and still. But only a host of phantom listeners that dwelt in the lone house den stood listening in the quiet of the moonlight to that voice from the world of men. Stood thronging the faint moonbeams on the dark stair that goes down to the empty hall, hearkening in an air stirred and shaken by the lonely traveler's call. And he felt in his heart their strangeness, their stillness answering his cry, while his horse moved, cropping the dark turf, neath the starred and leafy sky. For he suddenly smote on the door, even louder, and lifted his head.
Tell them I came, and no one answered, that I kept my word.
He said. Never the least stir made the listeners, though every word he spake fell echoing through the shadowiness of the still house from the one man left awake. Aye, they heard his foot upon the stirrup, and the sound of iron on stone, and how the silence stirs softly backward when the plunging hoofs were gone.
Our concluding number is by Kenneth Edgar Lee McBride, under 11, singing I'd Like to Sail. Kenneth won his class.
I'd like to sail to Mandalay, America and Spain, Australia and Table Bay, and round the Spanish Main, brave boys, and then sail home again, with a fa la 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 la, with a fa la 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 la. I'd like to hear the tempest howl around the mainsail yard, and reef the sail in weather foul, and keep the watch on guard, brave boys. But sailors' bunks are hard, with the fa la 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 la, with the fa la 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 la. I've often liked to sail to sea in a ship with sails all set, and cross the ocean wild and free, but I'm not a sailor yet, brave boys, and sailors get so wet, with a fa la 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 la, with a fa la 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 la, with a fa la 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 la.
Thank you for listening. The artist for tomorrow's program includes the Boys Studio Choir of Nelson, the Rossland Senior High School Band, and Marilyn Benson, Rossland. Good evening.